Good evening. Thank you for joining us on the War Diary. On the 374th day of the war, here are the main highlights as of 7 p.m. Beirut time. After Hezbollah's deadly attack on an army base in Binyamina, south of Haifa, which resulted in at least 4 deaths and 60 injuries and forced millions of Israelis into hiding in shelters, Israel continued its attacks in the south while a cautious calm prevailed in Beirut. In a significant escalation, Israeli raids targeted a Christian-majority area in Zgharta district, resulting in 22 deaths and 4 injuries, according to the Lebanese Red Cross. The strike hit a residential building far from Hezbollah strongholds. In southern Lebanon, 2 people were killed and several were injured in an Israeli raid on a house in Al-Marj, Ansar. Rescuers from the Islamic Health Authority transported the wounded to regional hospitals. Israeli artillery also shelled a house in Dibel near a church where a family of 5 survived, though a girl sustained minor injuries. Father Fadi Falfa, the parish priest in Dibel, stated that divine providence prevented a massacre, confirming that residents have not yet been displaced from their town. Israeli raids targeted several houses, including 2 in Ma'roub, Tyre district, and others in Hanin bint Jbel and the Shib'a area. 5 houses were completely destroyed east of Jabal al-Allam, affecting the vicinity of a public school and blocking the main road. Airstrikes also hit towns such as Kunin, Shahabiyya, Dahira, and Majd al-Zon with illegal phosphorus shells and mortars. In northern Bekaa, the Israeli army raided the village of Al Ain, targeting shops, while a convoy of 3 humanitarian aid trucks was heading toward Ras Ba'albak. Governor Bashir Khudr reported that while the trucks sustained minor damage, the aid itself was unharmed. Additional raids occurred in several areas, including Hart al-Fikani and Riya. Meanwhile, Hezbollah announced that its rocket and Air Force operations continue to target military bases and settlements deep in northern Israel, escalating daily. Since last night, they have launched deadly attacks on Israeli army bases and troop gatherings. Israeli army radio reported that over 2 million Israelis rushed to shelters with sirens activated in 182 towns and settlements across central Israel. On Monday, Hezbollah claimed to have thwarted an Israel advance towards Ait al-Shab and targeted forces attempting to infiltrate Merkaba. Missile barrages were fired at the Stella Maris naval base near Haifa, the Beit Lid barracks east of Netanya, and the Qriyat Shmona settlement. The Israeli army reported intercepting projectiles fired from Lebanon and drones coming from Syria. Chief of Staff Herzi Halevi described the attack on the Binyamina camp as painful. Lebanon's Ministry of Health reported that 2,309 people have died and 10,782 have been injured since the war began. In Gaza, Israeli raids continue unabated, killing at least 4 Palestinians and wounding dozens after an airstrike on a tent encampment for displaced individuals near Al-Aqsa Hospital in Deir al-Balah. At least 15 people were killed and many more injured in an Israeli bombing of a school converted into a shelter at the Nusayrat camp. Despite the strikes, a new polio vaccination campaign was launched in the besieged Strip, which is facing a catastrophic humanitarian crisis. Gaza's Ministry of Health reported over 42,289 deaths since the war began. On the diplomatic front, Iran stated it currently sees no grounds for indirect talks with the United States via Oman due to the Middle East crisis. Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi criticized U.S. obstruction of the UN Security Council concerning the wars in Lebanon and Gaza. The United States announced the deployment of a high-altitude missile defense system to Israel, expected to arrive tomorrow, according to Bloomberg. Iran declared it's fully prepared for war. Meanwhile, the 27 EU member states condemned Israeli attacks against UNIFIL in southern Lebanon and demanded an immediate cessation. In contrast, Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant assured U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin that Israel would respond forcefully to Hezbollah's attack on the army base. That's it for today's recap. See you tomorrow for another roundup of the situation. Until then, stay connected on our website www.thisisbeirut.com.lb and on our social media platforms.